And now we're going to have one more presentation before we take a little break. And this is the winner of the Civic and Community category. It's Chen-Yu Chiu and the team of Studio Cho. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cho, the volunteer, founding director, and the principal architect of the Taiwan Rehan Center for World Citizens. The reason we built the center, because 12 years ago, we have a Syrian refugee crisis. We're located in a very small town called Rehan. 100,000 Turkish citizens. We receive 150,000 Syrian refugees. Today in Turkey, we have 4 million. In north of Syria, we have another 4 million people displaced. It created the most devastating humanitarian crisis since the Second World War. And this is the reality on the border. After 12 years, people are still living in a tent. In the summer, it's 45 Celsius. In the winter, it's minus 15.
Could you turn up the volume? I can't hear what it's saying.
And many people sleep, and many children never wake up. The UNHCR promised everyone should deliver 1 tent structure every year. But in reality, every 3 to 5 years, they can only get 1. Did you see a hope? I didn't see a hope. Rehan also suffered a lot. 2013, 2 suicide bombings destroyed the town. This is why 7 years ago, Taiwan government decided to donate $400,000 to build a community center. But they got 2 problems. First, they cannot find an architect. Second, they don't know what kind of building they need to build. So they asked me, Joe, can you do the volunteer? I said, sure. I would like to give it a try. So I used my money, bring my student to Rehan 45 times. First time we land on Rehan, the rocket shot by Kurdish terrorists also land on Rehan 6 years ago. 3 years ago, we started construction, another compound exploded next to our site. And I say, without the generosity and the sacrifice of my student, we cannot do anything. Today, between Turkey and Syria, 800 kilometers border wall finished. People suffering on the other side of the border wall. Due to COVID-19, more than 1 million people died in the north of Syria. The center, we used the same border wall. We transformed the military facility into humanitarian facility. The wall not separating the people. The wall bring everyone together. On top of the wall, we applied the metal shield structure. You know how to build the first one, you know how to build the second one, you know how to build a complex building. 52 units, all facing Mecca, each unit representing the size of the vault structure of a Aleppo Umayyad mosque. The beautiful curvilinear form is representing the first stone arch built by Hittite Hattusa 6,000 years ago. We further collected a broken concrete block from the battlefield and put it down and it transferred into children's playground. Because one day we understand all the border wall will be fallen. One day our children will crossing over the border and they will be treated equally as world citizens. 3 years ago, we finished $400,000, but the building is not completed. I signed a contract with the municipality of Rehan. I, Cho, should be the lifetime volunteer for you. I should collect the money to finish the construction. I should collect the money to manage the center. And during that time, I only have $6,000 left in my own pocket. What should I do? I called the sister to come, tell me what kind of building you want. I asked the sister, bring your husband and brother to come, what kind of building you can build. Participatory design and collaborative construction are 2 important strategies. By building a center together, we can build a community. Cho, it looks like you know how to deal with the architecture, but how you deal with this? 150,000 Syrian refugees, more than 70% are widows and orphans. I say, if the mom, the widows can have a job, then the children can go to school. The children will never suffer from hunger. So we do the meow meow punch. This is a kitty, this is a kitty, also this is a kitty. Fortunately, it's not a green color, otherwise we have Master Yoda here. There's no kitty, gentlemen, ladies. In Syria, they don't know how to do the job. So I say, ladies, you are artists. Everyone, you need to design your own meow meow. Crazy grandma meow, blue eye meow meow. We have a 20 meow meow from the woman to the man. We start to sell our first product, Halepo soap, combined with the meow meow punch. Then continuously work with 150 ladies. We have our second product, the wolf scarf. It's adult version, children's version. Then we try very hard. Whatever the animal we met at the Rehandler become our product. Cow back, sheep back, chicken back, couple chicken back. Joe, your product is so naive, it doesn't make any sense. Sure, we have something far much more fashionable, the bum bum bag. And 3 years ago, with all this nonsense product, we do the crowdfunding in Taiwan. Within 1 year, we collect $1 million US. Immediately, we started construction. Last September, the center is ready. The stone is ready, protecting the center. Children are ready. Every day, 300 to 400 children visiting the center. Every children need to bring 2 PET bottles for entering the centers. Children love football. The football field allows the children with shoes, without the shoes, play equally. Children will be treated equally today in the football field. They should understand they should treat everyone equally in the society. Then the girls say, Joe, we also want to play football. Sure. Every day, 4 to 6 p.m., that's girls' only football time. We also design our own classroom. So we provide a free education to women and children, Turkish, Arabic, English, calligraphy, painting, music, even we have reading section now. More importantly, we also build our own women's workshop area. Today, more than 500 ladies work with us. As I say, if the mom has a job, the children can always go to school. Vegetable garden is also ready. We use the garden to teach our sister how to transform the biowaste from your kitchenette into the organic fertilizer. Prayer room is also ready. Our installation is also ready. And this mural painting is called On My Way Home. It's a national allegory between the Ukraine-Russian war. But where is our home? Do we still have our home? This February, devastating earthquake destroyed Hatay, and more than 500,000 people died. But it's a miracle. The center is totally untouched by the earthquake. On the first day, we start to help the people, 500 people outside, 1,500 people inside. We work with 20 NGOs together, taking care of these 2,000 people. And we are taking care of the weak, taking care of the old, taking care of the newborn, and taking care of the children. And today, Maron Foundation joined us. Danish Refugee Council joined us. United Nations delivered donation to us. Volunteers from Taiwan, volunteers from all around the world join us. More artists join us. Women's Cooperative join us. More class for music, more class for religious, more class for English, and more class for kindergarten kids. And then, of course, more job for the young man, more job for the mom. So we have more chicken. Joe, what is next? After the earthquake, Rehandler received another 200,000 Syrian refugees. And I say, we should do our building. We should transfer our building into the transitional shelter to accommodate more people. And my colleagues say, Joe, you are stupid. We are in the post-disaster area. There's no construction material. What are you talking about? So we collect the metal, village by village. Even we cannot find the gases. So we use the PC webbing panel. And 5 months ago, we finished the first transitional shelter. So that's why we have a physiotherapy room now. We have a computer room. We also have a transitional shelter. Recently, we renovated our football field. We start to play the cinema during the summertime. Basketball court is also ready. Children's playground also ready. Even next year, we will start to install the solar panel, transform the center into the first carbon dioxide zero emission refugee center. Also, due to the climate change, we will start to collect the rainwater during the winter time and apply the collect water for drinking and for laundry in the summertime. At the end of the presentation, I would like to thank to my colleague, Mr. Wali. I know the situation in Rehandler is getting more difficult and dangerous. But the hope is not in Europe. The hope is in our hand. and come back to where you come from again. Let's try it again. And then, my friend, don't give up and let us try it again. Thank you so much.
So thank you for your presentation. Yeah, I think that this is a very rare sample on, how architecture in a, I would say, in a very consistent way can improve the life of people in very hard conditions. And also how architecture can remain, can be there as a tool not only to create the conditions, but also to create the form, to create the identity for one specific place, no? So in this case, the project is a kind of mediation, a minimal mediation between materiality and the reality, taking the material wherever you find in this kind of hard condition and creating an environment where you promote or you create like a micro city where people can produce their own food, play sport, having cinema. But even in these conditions, you can create a hope for the improvement of the building and the architecture itself. So I come from the Mediterranean. We have the war in the other side of the sea, and I know how hard it is working in these conditions. So I would like to say congratulations for this incredible project. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, amazing, really. And I think your combination of whimsy and craziness and hardcore action and results is quite incredible. I think you must be a very amazing personality to have achieved such a thing. And I really appreciate, I think, the way you have used architecture as a tool to create a very strong sense of location and identity, but it still allows so much variation and collaboration and co-design. And then with the minimal use of material, the symbolic concrete as the walls turned around, it's just so layered and thoughtful and delightful. I think you've done an amazing thing here.
A very emotional presentation. I got very emotional. But I mean, as an engineer, I love the way you've used the material and the form to create spaces using the heavy material lower levels, the concrete, and using the form curvature from large scale to small scale. But the beauty of what you've done is the fact that even from an initial form you've created, space you've created, it's actually adaptable. So as new criteria come into play, those same form and spaces, you were able to adapt them without destroying the original form by creating better spaces and more useful spaces. For me, that is true architecture. Even though we're talking about community improving the lives of people, but you were also able to use the materiality and the shape and form to create an adaptive architecture. And the whole rhythm also form a good community structure, in my view. And I would say, congratulations, well done. I would like to ask the question of, in terms of what you've created, how has it affected the spaces and the environment around you? How have people taken to what you've done?
At the beginning, people, the neighbors, they are not happy. They say, Cho, this is a parkland. Now you build a Syrian refugee center. We don't like it. Remove the stone, remove the concrete block. But this February, the earthquake, we accommodate 2,000 people. Then people start to understand the meaning of this building. I remember 5 months ago, there's another shake happened. Immediately, there's around 500 people immediately enter the center because they understand this center will be always open to everyone and accommodate everyone and make the community more resilient. And now they change their perception.
Excellent, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Your presentation has, I have to use that dangerous word, charm. And I try to resist presentations that just depend upon charm. But what is interesting is that actually yours is the real McCoy. I having a long, long memory, can think back to the end of the Second World War when in the UK, a thing called a Nissen hut was invented, which was very similar. It was a turned metal semicircle, more or less. And all sorts of things could be done within the Nissen hut. And what's interesting about your Nissen hut, dare I call it, is that then it aggregates into something more than the sum of its parts. And it's a sort of truly a bottom-up thing, not just in terms of the hand-on-heart stuff, but actually just the techniques. It's bottom-up, it's a simple thing, covers the thing, then you develop from it, and you keep it simple. And suddenly you have a town. Now, it's very interesting that it comes immediately after the previous project, which is, of course, a very different materiality, very different economics, very different mannerisms, and has a power and a sophistication. The question is, does that have the same charm? Am I allowed to ask a question comparing project to project? On the other hand, at what point does your system, when the question asked about, what about the neighbors and so on, so on, so on, what is always interesting is whether at the next stage in that place, or somebody here is representing, that this notion of the simple part added to the other simple part, and then the absorption of local sensibilities, shall I call them, that's a very interesting and very kind of pure route. Doesn't necessarily mean that somebody else in Nicaragua has to do Nissen huts for us to like it. The point is this link between a simple device, another bit of simple device, and letting the culture come within it without too much fiddling about, because what we like to do as architects is fiddle about with it and make things, overcomplicated. So great. I love the chicken too. The chicken should actually receive the prize.
Thank you so
You
much.
mean the chicken. I have a friend who did a presentation